Welcome to another episode of Inspired Voices, Fatherhood Unfiltered. This is a second episode. We're back with Jamon Glover.
Episode 2.
Yes, sir. Each topic, once a week, we are talking about different topic points of fatherhood. So episode 2, we're talking about why fathers need each other, which is exactly what you do with Father Figure Institute.
That's right.
For the people who haven't watched the last episode, can you tell them a little bit about what you do?
I'm the Father Figure Institute. I'm about to say founder. I'm the founder of Father Figure Institute. And Father Figure Institute is the number one resource for fatherhood and family success. And our goal is to connect fathers with the resources so they can build strong foundations, and whether that's in the financial space, whether it's in the health space, or just overall parenting. We want to cover all the bases so that fathers have the tools they need to really just thrive and break those negative generational cycles that they may have been, unfortunately caught up in.
Right. So talking a little bit about that, what made you start that in the first place?
What made me start Father Figure Institute was I have been working in the fatherhood and parenting space since 2013. And I've done different curriculums. I've done 24/7 Dad. I've done Incredible Years, which is a parenting program. I'm currently doing one called Supporting Father Involvement. And I've noticed in all those programs the gaps.
Oh, really?
When you go into the facilitator trainer space, you show up, you do your workshop for a week to 15 weeks, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But then you're done. And so people get the information. But as I know, over time, if you're not implementing those pieces, they fade away.
Right.
And so Father Figure Institute, the community portion of it is the continuing education piece.
Okay.
We will be doing weekly, monthly meetups, sometimes in person, sometimes virtually, just checking in, really giving guys a safe space to hear, to ask questions, just be a fly on the wall if that's all they want to do. Just the information needed so that the information stays fresh and the outcomes become better.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest gaps, I guess you could say, is staying fresh.
Staying fresh.
Because times change. Yep. And those books don't.
No. No.
And so when you were talking about the gaps that you saw, are they more mental gaps?
A small portion, yes. But most fathers never get good information from the start.
Okay.
Most of us, there's a thing called intergenerational parenting, meaning, well, I'm a parent how my dad parented me, or I'm a parent how my grandfather parented me, or my mom.
Because that's what I know.
That's what I know.
Right.
And so if you are 20 years younger than your parent, well, that's 20 years of things shifting and changing a little bit.
I think that's why I never got along with my dad, growing up.
And so legislatively, laws change. There was a time when corporal punishment was accepted and expected. Now
not so much.
It's frowned upon now.
Right.
Now it's timeouts, right? People are getting tired of timeouts now. So now we have a thing called gentle parenting.
Right.
So it's bad information only because it could be outdated for the season or life or culture that we come from.
Okay, so when we're talking about fathers talking to fathers, it's a good thing, but I feel like it could be a bad thing also, depending on who you're talking to.
Yes.
Right? So a group of fathers that aren't really good fathers, or their way of thinking is not good for fatherhood. Talk about the differences in that.
One of the things I often will say, like first day of any one of my classes, there's really no such thing as a bad parent or a bad child. It's just people who don't have the right information.
Okay.
And so if you are in this echo chamber of guys who don't take care of their children. They work 2 jobs, but they haven't had a conversation with their child in 2 weeks. They are abusive to their child's mother. Well, birds of a feather tend to flock together.
Yeah.
And so there's agreement in that circle. Like, man, she did what? Man, yeah, I've done the same thing, man. Shoot, right? But I had a friend of mine, this was years ago. He was going through a potential separation, divorce, and his wife was giving him a really hard time because he traveled for work a lot.
Right.
And so when he come home, the baby will all of a sudden be with her mom, or so he come home for 2 days and he can't see his kid. And so he was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna just divorce her and I'm gonna just let the kid go too. I said, wow. I said, like, seriously? He was like, I mean, yeah, what else can I do? I said, hey, bro, look, I can't tell you how to live your life, but if you do that, bro, we can't be cool.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
We can't
You
be
dropped the
cool.
friendship.
Yeah, I have to. Because if I can't trust you to be a father to your child, how can I trust you to be a friend to me?
Oh.
You are what you are.
Right.
And so me holding him accountable changed his whole perspective because it made sense to him.
Yeah.
And I was not afraid to tell him that. Now, some people, they might think the same way and they might just slowly fade to the back. But when you in a circle with healthy men, and a man's job to another man is not just to be his friend, not just to hold his secrets, but it's also to hold him accountable. And so if I couldn't in good conscience still hung out with this guy and done things, and travel and went to games and we having great times, but I'm over here being the best father I can be, and he just kicked this kid to the wind, that don't feel right to me.
Damn, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Huh.
If I can't trust you to be to keep your word to your blood,
Yeah.
what ground do I have? I don't stand anywhere. I don't stand a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you feel like fathers don't have a clear understanding of, oh, that guy's a good father or that guy's a bad father, or stuff like that?
Most times we move in silos. We go to work and we don't really talk about family when we go to work. We talk about work stuff. We talk about whatever the mission is at this particular point in time. The only time we talk about family stuff is if we're in the family setting. And most guys don't just hang out in family settings.
Right.
We're not going on play dates with our kids. Wives, girlfriends may do that, but we go do a honeydew list around the house and fix something.
Yeah.
So we're never really in those spaces. And so if a guy is trying to find his way, the worst place he can be is around people who either don't have children or don't have an understanding of how to raise children.
Yeah.
Because it becomes that echo chamber again. And whatever I say is not going to be challenged. Whatever I say is going to be just accepted, and you're going to feel like you're doing the right thing when it could be the worst thing ever.
So what can they do? Like if what they're surrounded with isn't working, right?
Yeah.
What can they do?
Well, it goes back to understanding what's the mission that you wanted for your children. And this is a question that I ask every guy that comes to my class, and the answer is always the same. What do you mean mission? What do you mean mission? It's like the reason you are doing this parenting thing. You voluntarily probably participated in the making of this child, right? In most cases, right? You knew that a child could potentially happen if you participated in this particular activity.
Right.
Now that child is here, what's the mission? Well, I just want them to be, healthy and happy. Okay, what does that look like for you?
Do you think that's too broad of an answer?
Very. And I always I always ask 4 to 5 questions to get past that first.
Yeah.
Because I want to almost stump them first.
Right.
Before, because they just giving me, what's clever, the first thing off the top of their head, something they've heard before. Then I finally said, okay, so why do you want that? Why do you want your children to be happy and healthy? And most times it comes back to because I never felt appreciated, because I never felt accepted. I said, okay, I understand that. Great. Now we're working. Okay. You can't live through your children. No matter how good of an experience you give your children, you're not going to heal from that.
Right.
And honestly, because you haven't healed, you're not going to ever give it to them either.
Yeah.
So, why do you want your children to be A, B, C, and D?
Mm-hmm. Without bringing yourself into it.
Yes, because you hear most people say, "I want to give my children what I couldn't get or what I didn't have."
Right. Yeah.
Most people will say that, and that's
Yeah.
a great. It is a honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, children don't need 12 pair of Jordans. Children
Right.
don't need every toy that is made.
Mm-hmm.
They need love. They need attention. They need understanding. They need nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
They need discipline. They need structure.
Right.
Those things are what make children productive adults. When you're just giving them the things that you never could get, you kind of enabling.
Or not even like tangible things, but maybe you didn't receive a lot of love, so
Yep.
you overlove.
You overlove.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And there's no balance.
Mm.
Yeah. And so now you have these children, because I mean, you've seen it. Children grow up to young adults and they're just rotten people.
Mm-hmm.
They have no empathy for anybody. They're selfish. They're greedy. They are backstabbing. I mean, it's just like who raised you? Why
Right.
are you this way?
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times, and it's like they can't help it. It's just they were never held accountable for anything.
Mm.
They couldn't do any wrong. Everybody worshiped the ground that they walked on.
Right.
So you mean to tell me when I leave home, people not gonna do this? Well, somebody gonna do it. I'm gonna find somebody to do it, because if you don't do it, you don't love me.
Right.
And so now this is where a lot of your toxic relationships come from.
Yeah, that's true. So you speak to a lot of fathers, obviously. When do you feel like there's a lot of holding back when they first come in? A lot of I don't know, hesitant.
Getting guys to voluntarily attend a class, whether it's parenting, sports, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
outside their normal routine, first off, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because as guys, we want to do the things that we want to do,
Yeah.
but we know we got to do the things we have to do. So after I got off, when I'm off work, I know I got to go home. I got to do these things. I don't want to go sit nowhere and talking about my feelings. This is why I want to do therapy. It's the same thing. I don't want to feel like I'm being judged. I'm in a good place in my life, and I'm just trying to make it work. And so I have to be very intentional when people come into sessions or my classes or my workshops, and I have to really be mindful of putting them at ease and let them just be the fly that's on the wall.
Yeah.
I don't put any pressure. The people that's there before, I'll talk to them, or I'll tell some stories about, I'll give scenarios, and I let people get comfortable in their own time. But I have to give real information, because guys, our BS meter is strong.
Right.
We can smell when something ain't right.
Yeah.
And so I have to be really authentic. And so I am very vulnerable with my own story, because I know my story is not too dissimilar from anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
There's elements. You may not have had my challenges, but you felt how I felt at certain times in your life.
For sure. Yeah.
So I try to be real authentic with my stories and how I felt, how I feel, what I did wrong, and how I overcame it.
Yeah.
Because that's what life truly is. That journey is you're becoming. We're becoming. And so, yes, it's difficult when guys first come into it, because the trust isn't there yet.
You have to build the trust.
Have to build the trust first.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's interesting. You're coming at it from that perspective. Because when we were talking about motherhood last month, she said, yeah, when mothers get together, the issue that's at hand is more about like how you want to paint the picture. Oh yeah, my son's great. He's nothing's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with my motherhood. I'm great. Everything's great.
Yeah.
But with fathers, it's more about something even more in the beginning of just talking in general.
Yeah.
Is kind of where this needs to start.
Yeah. Ladies are more communal than men, just naturally.
Right.
Women build community.
Yeah.
Men build infrastructure. So in order for me to really reach a guy who may be hesitant, he may, like I have some guys that come in through a court order referral or
Oh,
something
really?
like that. So somebody may have come from DSS because they haven't paid child support in 2 years,
Really?
or somebody might just gotten out of prison
Mm,
and they're trying to reintegrate back into their children's lives. So I'll get a referral for them to come to the program,
interesting.
and so they're coming, but they're coming not voluntarily. It's kind of reluctant,
Yeah.
and so when they come in, it normally takes 2 to 3 weeks for them to even drop their guard. And
Mm,
so I had to really be careful about building the foundation of trust.
mm,
It can't be one based on emotion. I can't based on how I'm feeling that day. It has to be rooted in facts.
mm,
And so once I'm able to establish that baseline of this foundation, this is where what we're doing, this is where we're going.
mhm,
And once they see how it all works out, I start seeing the head nods.
mhm.
I start seeing the agreement. Now they're starting to open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hey, can anybody tell me a time when? Then it'll be handed back and it'll kind of go up. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, man, what's your name again? All right, bro, go ahead. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And by the
he'll,
third week, it's like 10 hands or
yeah,
something like that, right?
yep, yep. You
Yeah.
start seeing the lights come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened? What changes when fathers speak freely about without judgment?
Sense of confidence starts to
Huh?
grow because the ego is fragile, right? And the worst thing you want to be is called out
Hmm. Hmm.
on something that you wasn't sure about, especially the people you don't really know.
Yeah.
And so,
Especially in front of other men.
especially in front of other men, because
Right.
we all got this mask on,
Right.
trying to look hard, trying to look like I'm not doing the play with.
Hmm.
But once guys start speaking more freely and talking from their experience, you start seeing other guys' head nod. You be like, "Oh yeah, bro, I experienced that too." And
Mm.
so now you start seeing the confidence grow. It's like, okay, so I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm not by myself. I don't have to be a lone wolf. They see me.
Right.
They get me.
Right.
And when you get guys to the space where they feel comfortable talking freely about personal things, not just shooting the breeze about sports or, who's better, LeBron or Michael, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when you get guys talking about their families, their upbringing, their hopes, their goals, and dreams for life,
Hmm.
the confidence starts to grow. Now people start actually networking. Oh, well, I know a guy, man. He's looking for somebody to do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So what do you do again? All right, let me get your information. I'll pass it on. Then you start to seeing the connections and the lights come on in their eyes, and
Mm.
hope comes back when guys can talk freely, man.
Have you seen? That's nice, man. That's a really nice way to put it.
Yeah,
Hope comes back.
hope comes back.
That's nice. Uh, do you see a lot of men like um, in those groups hanging out outside of the classes and stuff like that? Like, is there a bond? Like, oh, you got a kid my age, like I don't know, we could do something.
There are times when I've had certain classes come together, but dudes will more than likely bring a friend. I'll bring my cousin or,
Oh,
just,
okay,
hey man, come ride with me to this thing. I want to, kind of check it out.
yeah,
And so they'll normally bring somebody.
got it.
And what happens is they get there and they may know somebody else in the room,
Mm,
or the person they brought knows somebody else in the room. Then you start seeing people clicking together just a little bit.
hmm.
But guys, still, we're not really that communal where we're not going on play dates or anything.
Right, right,
We might, hey bro, I'm going fishing, but let's bring the kids. So they might go fishing and bring the kids that
yeah,
way. Or we cooking out of the house. I'm gonna invite your family over to meet my family,
right,
and
right.
you'll see that from time to time. But just in general, we show up dolo, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying, at
Hmm.
the bar, happy hour, have a drink, talk for a few minutes, then we bounce.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the network grows because numbers do get exchanged. They follow each other on social media, and the groups just organically happen.
Yeah. So tell me about like one thing that a father needs to hear from another man. I know there's like tons of things, right? But like if there's one thing,
Last week I said that, I see you, I respect you,
right?
but also, um, you're doing a good job, bro.
Mm,
You're doing a good job.
yeah.
Respect. Yeah, those words when a man feels seen, when a man feels validated, when a man feels like he's on purpose, life just flows sweeter.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question. Have you ever been in a situation where your work life just sucked,
Mhm.
but you were in a relationship, everything else was okay,
Right.
but it wasn't good because your work life sucked?
Right.
Men are about mission.
Right.
If we are on target, if we're on task, our mission is good, everything else is good. We'll
Mhm.
figure it out. Ladies are the exact opposite. If ladies don't feel loved, if they don't feel that emotional connection with their partner, they could be making all kinds of money, but they ain't gonna be happy. They could
Mm.
be all on mission, but they ain't gonna be happy.
Interesting.
Everything's just bad.
Yeah.
But men, if that mission part, that work part ain't right,
Mhm.
everything else is secondary.
Well, that's
It's like,
interesting that you say that because like that reminds me of my fiance who says I tell her, you know, what's going on at work and stuff like
yeah,
that. I'm having a hard time, da da da. But she reassures me. She
hmm
gives me that praise.
yep,
She says you're doing a good job. I'm
yep,
proud of you and stuff like that.
yep.
And like those things actually helps me keep going.
hmm
You know, I don't give up because I have that thing in my life that says
Yep.
good job. See?
Yep. You're getting nurtured at home. And that is, unfortunately, I can't say it's becoming a lost art,
Mm,
but it's 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 happening in smaller batches than
mm,
what it used to be a norm.
mm.
Now it's not like the way it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you
Because
found
people want to be more independent now.
exactly.
Right.
And so now everybody's moving in silos.
Mm.
Social media is the validation.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, your echo chamber is your validation.
Right. Right.
There's no account. Nobody's holding you accountable anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody's helping you grow.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Um, so this episode is, you know, why fathers need each other. Can you
Mhm.
give me a rundown of like what do fathers, if someone were to go to your classes or something, workshop or something like that, can
Mhm.
you give me like a rundown of what they could expect?
The biggest thing I would say, or the biggest expectation I would say, is I expect you to come in looking for something.
Okay.
And so my goal is to help you understand what you're looking for and why you actually want that thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you just coming in just because you're curious, you just coming in because you know, hey, I ain't got nothing else to do, then you're not gonna really get much from it. I mean,
Mm.
you'll build you have a little community.
Yeah.
But if you're not coming in trying to grow, it's like having a personal trainer. You go to the gym and your trainer puts you on one machine, two machines, and you be like, oh man, I'm tired, bro. I think I'm gonna call it quits for the day. That trainer gonna be like, look, bro.
Get your ass.
I can't, you can't, nobody can really help anybody that don't have an idea what they actually want.
Right.
Because if you're expecting me to guide you into where I am, well, we're not wired the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my motivations for wanting to be a better father wasn't because I had a great father.
Right.
My motivations for wanting to be a better father wasn't because I saw somebody else being a great father. My motivation was because I needed a great father.
Mm.
And so I knew I needed to become the father that I never had.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did all the work. That's why I read the books. That's why I watched and studied. I stalked fathers and their children just to see in this situation what are they doing.
Well, don't say that in front of the camera. No, I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
kidding.
I didn't stalk them as prey. I stalked them for study.
There you go.
But it's like you can't grow, and this is whether you're in the gym, whether you're in the kitchen, whether you're in college, whether you're in a profession, a high demanding profession. You can't grow without change. Or excuse me, without discomfort.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
Discomfort must happen before things sink in.
Yeah.
It must happen. You have to have all your mics go out at the same time to understand what causes that.
Right.
So now your knowledge base has expanded.
Right.
If I go to the gym and I never break a sweat, I'm never sore, not growing.
Right.
But if I go home to the kitchen and my belly full every time I leave that table, I'm growing.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable, right? This
Right,
belly is
right.
expanding.
Yeah.
You can't grow without discomfort.
Interesting.
And so anybody who comes into Father Figure Institute, I want them to come looking for something. I want them to have a why when they come, because we are determined to be the number one resource for fatherhood and family success. And we can't help you have success if you don't even know what you want.
That's true. Just like you said, like a personal trainer, right? A good personal trainer would always, the first thing they do is like, what's your goal?
What are your goals?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, as a personal trainer, sure, I'm here because I need money. This is my profession. This is what I do. But I can't take your money because you're gonna make me look bad first, because you're not gonna get any results.
Right.
The people that know you coming to me, they're not gonna want to book me because you didn't get any results. So I need you to have some goals so I can help you achieve what you want. Because I'll bust your heart in here trying to be like me. You want to look like this? Hey, you might not want that.
Right.
Because I'm eating one meal a day and a protein drink at night, and I'm burning 2,000 calories a day.
Right.
That might not be your mission, but I'm trying to be on the cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be Mr. Olympia or something. I don't know. You just want to look good when you go to the beach in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So basically, it's about risk. It's a little bit about risk, right?
Vulnerability.
Yeah. I think I got comfortable in my life with risk. Like, 'cause risk to me is more of a priority in my life.
I get it.
And so I've gotten to the point where even when I'm in a room of people I don't know and we're learning something, I sometimes don't even care, most of the time, don't even care if I'm asking such a simple question that I should know, or what may seem like a stupid question. Only because I want to get that person's perspective on what that answer is. And so, taking that risk and vulnerability, humility is a big one too, right?
And I found that the guys who struggle the most with those 3 words are guys who are scarred. There's a lot of trauma there. There is no trust.
Right.
Everybody has an angle. They might be shaking your hand, but the one behind their back has a knife in it,
So what do you do? Like, do you try and break that first?
You can't undo years of trauma in 10 minutes or 3 weeks. So the only thing, and I made peace with this, is being authentic. And we learned as children through story. Which is why I'm big on telling stories. Because my job is to disarm you of your distrust, but also being vulnerable enough that you can see whether it was 10 years ago or whether it's tomorrow. I'm the same person. I tell the same stories. I tell the same stories because they are my personal journey, my personal struggle. They resonate across level because we're all dealing with the same stuff. And I figured out how to overcome that. Bro, I was doing somebody asked me about my children one day. And my son called me from college maybe 3 years ago. And the one that said he didn't want me to be his dad. He called me about 3 years ago from college. And he said, hey, Pop, I was thinking, man, you're a pretty good dad, man. If I ever had kids, I want to be just like you.
Damn.
And I'm like, say what? I'm
Damn.
like, hello? Who is this?
Wrong number.
And in my mind, I couldn't reconcile because I was still carrying the trauma of him not wanting me to be his dad. So I couldn't see the work or the improvement that I had made. And so I asked him, first question, I said, well, is somebody pregnant? You trying to tell me something?
What do you want?
He was like, nah, man, just, He had a friend that was in trouble in college, and his dad was nowhere in his life, and his mom wasn't able to help him. So he gave him my number, and I talked to him, and I helped get him through whatever he was going through. And he was like, all the dudes that I'm around here with, he was pledging at the time too. Yeah. He's surrounded by all these guys who didn't have father figures, and I was able to bond with a couple of them, help him through some tough situations, some thought processes. And he was like, out of all these dads here, my dad is always showing up. My dad is always there. My dad is always, he got the right words. He know what to say, and I'm just lucky to have that.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, man. And then it just dawned on me. 5 children, 28-year-old, drill sergeant, U.S. Army. 27-year-old, works for one of the 3-letter organizations. 25-year-old, just graduated from college. Now he's a regional manager with Amazon, and he's starting his own business as well. 18-year-old, graduates this week from basic training. He's in infantry. He's in Fort Benning, Georgia. 14-year-old, 2-time middle school state champion in wrestling. Just got accepted in the Cardinal Givens, and she's trying to be an Olympic wrestler.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, bruh, not only did I not mess these kids up, nothing that they're doing was easy.
Right.
It's all hard.
Yeah.
Every one of them is doing hard things.
And that didn't come from you constantly being hard on them.
Nope.
I think that's the thing that fathers aren't getting, right?
I help them find their own success. What do you want? It's not my life. This is your life.
Right.
What do you want?
Right.
How can I help you get there? Well, this is what I think you should do. Well, Dad, I don't want to do that. Okay, it's your life. Well, what else you want to do?
Right.
That didn't work. Okay, Dad, you was right. Maybe I should have done this. Okay, well, how do we do it now?
Yeah.
This is your life.
Right.
My job as your father is to help you live the best life possible. When they were teenagers, whatever you want, if you get half, I'll pay the other half. But you got to get your half first.
Yeah.
Accountability, structure, responsibility. I will make you uncomfortable enough, just enough, so that you understand what you're doing is on purpose. That it's gonna mean something. And when you get it, you're gonna take care of it because you paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's really good. Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
That's like the ultimate.
Bruh.
Did you feel like you graduated and like?
Look, I'm smiling right there because I'm like, I didn't mess them up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I was doing when I started.
Right.
No clue.
Man.
But I got continuing education. I got around other men who was doing the same thing.
Yeah. And just applied it.
And started applying. Yeah. And I divorced myself from the results.
You divorced yourself from the results.
Yep.
Can you elaborate on that?
I wanted to be a better father than what I had.
Right.
I realized in a very shocking way that I became my dad. I just took a different route. My 4-year-old. I divorced myself from being a great father. And I just started doing what great fathers do.
Yeah.
I divorced myself from my kids doing whatever this thing is. And I helped them every day be whatever they wanted to be. I let go of the expectation of what I think it should look like. And I started doing the activities that would get that result. And so now it may not look the way I planned it. My marriage, it doesn't look the way that I thought it was going to look in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But it's strong.
Yeah.
It's better than I could have ever imagined it would be. Because my idea of what it should look like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Everybody's different. Every relationship is not going to be the same. I've been in multiple relationships and everyone has been totally different. We've all ended for one reason or another. But this one, I don't foresee this one ever ending until one of us is not breathing.
Right.
Because we get each other, we understand each other, and there's so much room for growth and for error. Because we both understand that growth comes from discomfort. And so sometimes you got to have the hard conversations. Sometimes you got to be realistic. And sometimes you got to say, I don't own you. You don't own me. We're doing this thing together. How can we keep walking together?
Yeah.
But that's what you do with your children.
Right. Right. Not just your spouse,
It's
right?
the same thing.
Same thing.
In most parenting classes, men's classes, the same way you would handle your child in a situation is the same way you would handle an adult in a situation. It's the same stuff.
Interesting. Man.
That's the cheat code. When I figured that out,
Yeah.
the game actually got a little easier for me.
Yeah.
So now, you know how have you ever said, if I knew then what I know now?
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course.
Well, I know it now. So how about I treat myself that way? How about I treat my children that way?
Yeah.
And so now I'm healing that little boy inside of me as I'm raising my children.
Right.
And they're actually helping heal me too. So it's not complicated. It's just you gotta figure out the path to take to get you there.
Yeah. That makes sense too, man. Because like, if you let them live their life, that instills confidence in them as well.
Yep.
Which gets them to take risk.
Yep.
And do hard things.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And the harder the things, the more confident you become.
Yeah.
The more skills you learn, the more respect you earn.
I like that. Well, man, thanks for being on the show again.
Bro, it's been amazing. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We got 2 more episodes left.
I'm excited.
I'm excited about it, man. I'm really learning a lot. I feel like I'm going to be the best father out there. Just by this information alone. You know what I mean?
believe you. Because you're a great dude, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It ain't
You too.
hard. It ain't hard to shift it to add another space there.
Yeah. I think, when it comes to, I feel like I have a big EQ, right?
Yeah,
Emotional intelligence.
You do.
And I think that's what's kind of going to carry me to being a good father with my intentions and stuff like that, obviously.
For sure.
So we'll see what happens, man.
Yep. All right.
I might be calling you one day.
Please do.
Yeah.
Hey, Father Figure Institute, man.
There you go.
Number one resource for fatherhood and family success.
Bada bing, bada boom. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
FatherFigureInstitute.com. Subscribe. Get our newsletters. Also, Instagram, Father Figure Institute.
Cool. All right, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'd love to hear it. Different perspectives as well. Would love to hear from different fathers that have gone through these similar experiences and stuff like that, and let us know your story a little bit, or and give us some context in it and stuff like that. So, yeah, until next week with a different topic in Fatherhood Unfiltered.